Fanatics. Josh, Trey, and Brandon are burning a lot of the wood piles we brought up from the, or they've brought up from the back. Beautiful Saturday morning here in Live Oak. I'm being super fucking lazy. They did most of the bamboo. I should have been smart and got out here and caught some of the machine gun fire that goes off when the bamboo pops. A few sticks over here still, but they're really loud when they go off. It's almost like somebody's going to call the police because we're having a war over here. I've been super goddamn lazy. It's been overcast a while. This is Josh's new friend, Bruiser. He's a big old boy, but he's like probably not even a year old yet. He loves to mess with Bee and Blue. Completely unaware that Bee is already fixed. Hey there, Blue boy. Hey there, Bruiser. Boink. So, not to bore you, this is probably going to be a longer video than I want it to be. Motorcycles reached a critical phase of laziness. What, you can see the, it looks a mess, but I got the left side button backed up. The right side cover is ready to go back on, and I should actually get that done. Waiting to put the handlebars, which are all assembled and sitting there. And then of course the biggest job, and the job that's going to be the most meticulous, is painting the fenders and shit. But it's really more at the point where it needs assembly. But the critical part, for real, oh, I did get the rear wheel done. I've let that thing sit for about a week now, and it needs to be cleaned because a splash of rain has put dirt all over it. But clean that up, and then I spray the color shift, and the rear wheel's done, so that's good. I wanted to let that black on that tire get really hard because, like I said before, the front tire wrinkled a bit. Here's the critical lazy nature of things. I have disassembled these carburetors, and I really need to get them into the cleaner and put them all back together before I forget how they go back together. So that's just been total laziness on my part. I will bore you all. Get my steps in. Come on, Blue, let's go for a walk. Oh, I got one more job to show you up here before we go back to the back. So the other distraction has been two jobs that have been kind of sidetracking me a little bit. No excuses, but Josh has got this quad he picked up, and it had a seized motor, and it had dodgy electronics. So Josh bought a harness kit, which comes with everything you need, including generator, CDI module, start head, coil, and when he started working on this, the engine was seized, so we helped him get that fixed. And then the wiring harness was not working out for him, and it took me a while to troubleshoot, but I found out that the CDI had been miswired. So we spent a while troubleshooting the start circuit, got the starter working because the colors don't entirely match, like on the harnesses. For example, this like blue white, well, that one's correct, but on the starter I think there were some anomalies as to what goes into the starter connector versus what's in the, yeah, here's a good example. This is the starter solenoid, and the harness side is red green, but the solenoid side is yellow, red, and pink. So that took a while to troubleshoot. And then he was getting no spark. And for those who know, everything on a motorcycle or on these little go-karts comes from the generator. So here's the 1 per rev interrupter, and you're supposed to get a pulse out of there that goes into the CDI, and then from the CDI goes into the where the hell is it? I showed it to you already, the spark unit. And we got it. We figured it out, and it started making spark, and we got this thing to start, and Josh was very happy. I went inside, and then it stopped sparking. So I came out yesterday, worked on it a bit, and it's still not sparking. So something very frustrating has happened, and I can't figure it out, but I'll get back on that later. The other thing, Josh took the boat to the lake, and on the way back, no, actually on the way to the lake, he had been about 20 miles away, and he said, oh, I got a left rear flat. And to make a long story short, this left rear bearing basically destroyed itself. And so through some internet searching and so forth, we managed to find the right bearings. But as you can see, the inner race for the inner bearing is frozen. Josh worked on it, but he kind of got hesitant, so I told him I'll come and help finish this up sometime this week. So we need to basically chisel that race off and reassemble this whole thing. So what I initially thought was a bad tire, like I thought it was old and blue, turned out to be pretty straight, groovy bearing froze, tire drag, flat spot, blow the fucking tire up. And not only did he do it once, he managed to do it twice. So we have new tires and all kinds of shit to refix this trailer. The other thing is this trailer has fucked up trailer lights, so I bought trailer lights for it as well. So very quickly I'll kind of try to speed walk a bit. Blue boy! Haven't shown you guys the back 40 for a long time, so just go down and show you what it looks like. We do have one working mower, and we're trying to keep the grass mowed best we can. Josh came down here and mowed a little bit. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Well, he didn't mow as much as I thought he said he mowed. It's looking pretty tall in there. Maybe he and I miscommunicated about what he says he mowed. Here come the dogs. Come the dogs for a walk. Where's Bruiser going? Bruiser. He's not as disciplined as my dogs, but he may just hang with me and Blue because he thinks we're cute. I like mowing because it's easy old man work. You just ride the tractor around and drink coffee and smoke cigarettes. But this is first turn in. I've shown you all that shit over there. Nothing's changed over there. But Josh and Trey continue to attack what I call the baseball field. And bear with me, we're almost done. So this is all really starting to open up. Still some hauling to do, but they worked pretty hard. Today's job was mostly not cutting anymore, but clearing out. And they've cleared this out pretty good. And you can see we're back to the fence line over there and what I call the bamboo garden over there. And you can see Josh and Trey have pretty much made it to the fence line across this whole back area. See if I can get a perspective on it. So pretty much where it looks like just dirt, that's where the thickest cover was, and they've managed to chew through it all, baby. And I think you've seen from other videos how thick these one step or wait a minute vines were, and you can see they've cut all the roots loose. So even though the tree now is bedazzled with hanging vines, the vines are now all dead. So that is my fence line right there, folks, and it's pretty goddamn spectacular. I'm really happy. This is a big huge space back here. So now next time, you know, I still try to give Josh and Trey some work to do. That clump right there is the next one to get reduced probably. I'll have them go in there and chop all that shit down if they still want to make some grocery money. But Brandon, he's still got plenty of work to do. He can haul all this stuff, still needs to be hauled. So nice to have 3 strong young men to do my bidding at cheap labor rates. So maybe a little more whippy whittle work to get done in there, but we'll see how excited Josh and Trey are about doing some more. But it's getting there. Completely not what I had planned to do this year. I had not expected to get this back acreage cleared out much at all for the foreseeable coming years, but now we've got very much a usable frickin' 3 acres back here. So now I'll get the tractor done. I can start building motorcycle jumps and shit like that, and whoop-de-doos and yada yada yada. Last thing I'll show you guys is Josh and Trey have been building a shooting gallery, and there's this place where people dump these used, I don't know if they're railroad ties. They're probably railroad ties or some sort of utility poles, but whatever they are, they get replaced and then they're dumped on this lot up near Walmart. And you can see, you know, Josh has built a almost 6 foot tall, well, I can say 5 foot tall, I guess, backstop. Going that way over the backstop, there's no houses through those trees for like half a mile. So there's nobody supposed to be in and around there, and lots of trees to knock down any stray rounds. But you can see Josh has gotten carried away with some shit. Oh, speaking of Josh, wheelie time! And Josh convinced Trey to buy like a little 223, what the media would call an assault rifle. And so they can actually get through those trees. You know, they can get 100 yards away from this shit, and you know, they can do target practice. We're all about the safety. Josh is wearing his chest protector, helmet. All right, folks, that'll doodle it. Talk to y'all later.